again to Davis Field. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats for a prayer to be followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant to all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes and ask that you protect them from injury and harm. Help us to honor you today in all we do, on and off the field, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Right. Where somehow we're not, I don't hear headphones. Is we're going to do, that would be why you don't hear the headphone. We need that plug. Now we can hear each other. This is Charlie Brown. Thanks for tuning in to Eagle football today. We're at Davis Field in Fayette. Eagles are going to take on the Benedictine Ravens today. Ravens come in with a record of 4-2 on the season, 4-1 in the conference. Eagles come in with a record of 1-5, 1-4 in the conference. Benedictine comes in with a number 18 ranking in the latest top 25 poll, so they're going to be a big-time opponent for the Eagles today. This will be a tough challenge for the Eagles as they come back home after a road game last week. We'll be here today. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and then the week after that, next home game here after today is homecoming, and then senior day on, I think it's November the 4th. I got a program here amongst all my papers that would tell me all of that. Yeah, so it's Benedictine today at Mid-America Nazarene next week, and then versus Missouri Valley here on the 28th, and that is homecoming. And then on the 4th, they'll play Baker, who's been receiving votes, and by that point in time, maybe a top 25 team as well, and that'll be senior day. So got all of that coming up. We're going to try and get you introduced to and get to know a couple of the coaches who haven't been here for very long as head coaches introduced, and we're going to talk to them during the course of the game today. So we're going to start out with the new men's wrestling coach, Graham Carwath. Graham, welcome to the broadcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Charlie, for having me. I'm excited to be here today.
It is not a problem. We are glad to have you with us today. We're going to talk about your program and your journey to get to Central, what drew you here, what interested you about this program. But we're going to talk about that as we go along. We got a few things we want to talk about statistic-wise for this ball game coming in. You'll be going to see it come up on your screen here in just a second. You can look at the numbers, but the important numbers that you will see on that is Benedictine scores 41 points per ball game on average. Central scores 14. So here come the Eagles out onto the field, and they are wearing their dark uniforms with the dark letters trimmed in white, which makes it almost impossible from a distance to be able to see who is who. So just bear with us, knowing that that is a factor in all of this today.
At least they look good, though, right?
They do look good,
yes,
yeah.
Sir.
And it's we don't have a lightning delay like we did a couple of weeks ago. So bad that it held the game up for 3 hours, and then they pushed it back to the next day. So it did get worse before it got better. So the Eagles are out and ready to go under first-year coach Dave Brown. And we've got the captains walking out to midfield. For Central, that is Chase Rankin, number 6. And I think that was 23 on the other side. That's Keyshawn Wilson. Benedictine in the white uniforms, black pants, red letters. Central in green, black numbers trimmed in white. Eagles are ready to get back on the field and work at this a little bit. They have improved as the season has gone along. And I've said this in the other broadcasts, and I will say it again today sometime. Coach Brown is really kind of he's in a situation that's not terribly beneficial to him in that he got the job in June, so he had no spring practice with these guys, and he had to recruit at that point in time and get everybody he could get in here and get used to who's here. So it's been kind of a feeling out process of who plays where and who does what. So it's been interesting, to say the least, to see where everything goes. So we're going to see the coin toss. So Central will get the ball to start out with, and we're going to throw their starters up on the screen so you can see that in just a second and see Joe Cambridge is the quarterback and who his running backs, Charles Johnson. And then the wide receivers, number 1, Aaron Edwards, 4, A.J. Allen, 3, Drake Dudley, and 18, Quinn Whitley. We'll identify all of those gentlemen when they get out on the field. But it will be, let's see, who's going back to get the kickoff. That would be Aaron Edwards. I can't tell if that's a 5 or a 6. I think it's a 6, but I could be wrong. And if that is the case, that would be Chase Rankin. Benedictine's uniforms, on the other half, are pretty much a lot easier to read. They're going to kick off. They're going to go from our left to our right as you look at it on the screen. And we are underway. That's Edwards with the ball. Past the 20. Out of bounds. Hit hard and out. So the Eagles will take over at their own 25-yard line, and Carter Schultz and Abram Phillips.
You don't see kick returns too much anymore, so it's exciting. It's exciting when that when the guy gets.
Yeah, they're trying to outlaw that altogether.
Oh yeah.
Cambridge keeps it on the run pass option out in the flat. That is the tight end Quinn Whitley for a first down. So Cambridge with a good start to the ball game. Move it from the 25 out to the 41. That's a gain of 16 on the play and an Eagles first down. Got a tight end, 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top of the screen. Johnson resets to the right of Cambridge. Motion. Dudley in motion. Hand off to Johnson. He gets outside, yeah, and another first down. And, Coach, the Eagles, when they can run, do well when they can get the corner.
Yeah.
They don't have a 250-pound fullback or running back that can just bulldoze his way up the middle, so they got to pick and choose.
Right.
So.
And I know they're running that pistol offense, which is, was made famous, I think, at Nevada, where I think Coach Brown was a part of building that offense with Colin Kaepernick. So it's a pretty fun offense to watch. I think that's pretty, it's pretty high paced and
yeah. They get to the line in a hurry and they go. Yeah. That was intended for A.J. Allen. It was incomplete, so it's second down and 10 from the 45-yard line in Ravens territory. Cambridge, ball fake, down the field, got a man open. If it's long enough to get there, it's not, underthrown and knocked down. Almost picked, as the receiver ended up being more of a defensive back, trying to keep the ball from being caught. So it'll be third down. Intended for Dudley.
The ball just kind of floated on him right there. So.
Yep, you got to figure out the wind. And,
right.
Looking at the goalposts, the flags to our right are not doing anything, blowing back a little bit towards the goal line toward the right. So if that's the case, he threw into the wind a little bit and underestimated how far he had to throw it. So it's third down now. And now they're at the 45 on their side, and there must have been a penalty that we didn't see, and it's second down, replay. Second and 20. Johnson picks up a couple going up the middle. Check that. That was Cam Cole on the carry. So third down and 17.
Yeah, in these third and long situations, I think, they're always looking to, sometimes they're looking to spread it out, but sometimes they're playing the field position game. So we'll see what we decide to do here.
Now we go, and it's high and off the hands. A.J. Allen, incomplete. It'll be fourth down. And Evan Workman into the ball game for the Eagles to punt. Workman averages 33.7, but several of those have been inside the 20, which hurts his average, but helps his team. This is going to be from the 47. High snap. Kick is away. Going to let it bounce and hope it goes the right way, and it didn't. It's down around the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that unlucky bounce, that's it's punter's worst nightmare, I would assume.
I would think so. Sincere Hall Osborne makes that downing of the ball, so.
Sincere is actually one of our wrestlers, so shout out to him.
There you go.
Excited to get him back.
I might get his name right if he's one of your wrestlers. You can correct me all day long on that. Run up the middle. That's Witherspoon with the carry, and he's across midfield into Eagle territory. Dalton Witherspoon averages 5.8 yards per rush. He's their leading rusher. He's right at 500 yards. He's over 500 yards after that run. So the ball's at the 48-yard line in Eagle territory. Quarterback is Jackson Dooley. Dalton Witherspoon, the running back, was the running back. Motion. Looks to the motion, throws to the outside, caught, close to another first down.
Yeah, Benedictine also runs a spread offense, and this could be a high-scoring game today.
Yeah, it could be. That was Gathright with the catch. He's their leading yardage receiver, averaging 17 per catch. There's a run up the middle. Picks up about 3. It's enough for a first down, so an 11-yard run inside the 40 at the 39. Eagles going 3 safeties today. Took out a linebacker and inserted a new safety. So they got 3 safeties on the field. Motion, flat. Still going. Take him out of bounds, boys. He's standing right there, but they're tackling him inbounds. He's inside the 15. Gathright with the reception.
Yeah,
from the 34 inside the 10.
Arm tackles, that's you see that a lot. This 7-on-7 kind of model football. Tackling is a lot safer than it used to be. So those arm tackles are.
Yeah, sometimes it's a lost art, though.
Right, absolutely.
So Benedictine at the 12-yard line, they mark it. Tight end resets left side. They go left. That is Witherspoon, and he is knocked out of bounds at the marker as he runs over the marker itself. Close to a first down. Just short. Be second down and 1 inside the 5. Benedictine has a nice blend of run-pass. They average 264 yards passing and 189 yards rushing on the year. That's, for those of you with math skills like I have, that's over 450 yards of total offense per game. Pushing the pile, and he's going to be called down inside the 1, but that'll be first and goal from there. Witherspoon again. He's run the ball 80 times coming into the game, 498 yards, 2 touchdowns. His long run's 55. He's looking for a 1-yard run now. And he gets it. Ball's on the ground. Eagles think they have it. The offense is running out on the field, but they say nope, that it's second down. It's still Benedictine ball. So it's second down. They lost about a half a yard on it, so it's back just outside the 1-yard line. Second and goal. Gathright or Witherspoon still the running back. 1 wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. That's LeBron Jackson. Tight end right side. Going to go in motion. Yeah, there he goes. Reverses. Going to throw the ball into the end zone maybe. Except the defender's taking the running back down. The running back gets up and catches it. Wide receiver in the corner. The defender knocked him down. Obviously didn't knock him out of bounds. But a touchdown on the play, a 1-yard touchdown run. I think it was 84, Court Madison. Harry Bulkey in to try the extra point, 6-0 in favor of Benedictine. Ball down, kick on the way. And it's good, 7-0 Benedictine. After their first possession, they march the ball down the field from their own 36-yard line. 64-yard drive. Couple of passes, mostly runs, which is kind of what they do. Like I say, they average 264.8 yards per game passing the ball, 188.7 running. So we'll do that. Coach, tell us, this is your first year here.
Yes, sir.
Tell us where you came from.
So I came from Avila University before this. I was at McMurray College, which is now defunct, and then Lindenwood Belleville, which is also defunct. So I had some bad luck at the beginning of my career with some schools, and was blessed enough to get the opportunity at Avila, and started the program from scratch there, and had a lot of success. And now I'm here at Central Methodist, and I'm very excited.
We'll get into what brought you here, because it's always an interesting story to find out how you get from wherever to Fayette. Here's the kick. I think that's it. Rankin.
Return.
Back out to about the 15 and taken down there. One of the more interesting answers I've ever gotten was Coach Davis, the women's basketball coach, was interviewing one of his players, Dorina Bakarova, and she was a transfer from Hawaii.
Okay.
And he wanted to know exactly what it was that they promised her to get her from the beaches of Hawaii to the beaches of Fayette.
Yeah. Fayette is not like Hawaii, but we're really enjoying our time here, my wife and I.
Well, if you came from a big city, this is a little bit of culture shock.
Oh yeah. But I love it. I love the small town, small school. I went to a small school in a small town, so it brings me back.
Eagles try to run the ball up the middle. Nothing happening there. That was Charles Johnson. Loses about 2 on the play. 2 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Tight end off to the left side. You'll see him probably go in motion. Johnson resets. Doesn't go in motion. One of the wide receivers goes in motion. Jet sweep. Nope. Fake to that. Throwing the ball long, and he's got a man wide open. That's Johnson, and he can't get turned around and get his hands on it.
Man, that ball just had so much air under it. He got himself open, and he tried to redirect, but, it's just a little short for him. But, when I was a kid, if it hit your hands, you had to catch it. So
yeah, he was trying to backpedal.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of trying to catch it over his shoulder.
Tough catch to make.
So it'll be 3rd down and 12 now for the Eagles. Cambridge going to hand it off and doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage, loses a couple of more yards, and it's going to be 4th down. And Evan Workman, the workhorse, had to be one of the leading punters in the nation last year, as he punted on average 9 to 10 times per ball game.
Wow.
Be back out for his second punt, and he's averaging about 9 or 10 punts per game this year as well. Punting about 7 times a game, so that's an improvement. He's standing in his own end zone. Deep man standing at the 45-yard line in Eagle territory for this punt, as he's going to be punting into the wind a little bit. Gets it away, low line drive, going to hit and bounce right to the return guy, who picks it up at the 45, and he is tripped up and taken down immediately. Keyshawn Wilson with the tackle, as that was James Johnson. No, they got multiple numbers, so we'll get it figured out. Dooley, quarterback. Motion. Pulls it back, looks down the field, got a guy sprinting to the end zone, 21, and he is open, and he has it for a touchdown. 38-yard touchdown pass. Gathright with the touchdown. That is his 6th touchdown of the season.
Yeah, it looked like those guys have done that before. That was a great throw, great catch.
Gathright, 22 receptions coming into the game, 362 yards, 17-yard average, 5 touchdowns, and his long of the season, 63. So it is quickly 13-0, and Balky in to try the extra point. On the way, plenty of leg, good, 14-0. With 6:42 to go. So, how did you hear about Central, and what impressed you to want to come here and take this program over?
Yeah, so I knew about CMU for a while. They've had a wrestling program for a few years now. My wife is from Troy, Missouri, so this is a little bit closer to home. And when I saw that this school was open, I was interested in it, and talked to Jeff Sherman, the athletic director, and had multiple conversations. And it was a really tough decision to leave Avila, a program that I started, but getting here on campus and just talking to Jeff about and Chad Gaines about just about what they envisioned for the program, I think that it made it an easy choice for me to come here, because facilities are great, and working with those guys has also been great.
So Benedictine getting ready to kick off again, up 14-0. It's going to come down to Rankin, and he's going to call a fair catch in the end zone. Drops it, picks it up, takes a knee, and that'll come out from there to the 25, I believe. We'll see if that's where they put it down. I get confused between the high school rule, which is the 20.
See what we can do here with the ball. Hopefully we can get a drive together and get downfield and get in the end zone and keep this game close.
And there's a pass outside, caught by A.J. Allen. Gain of about 9, so that's a good start to get the chains moving a little bit. Eagle offense needs to do something here. Stay on the field for a little while, get some points, give the defense a chance to recoup and regather themselves. Cambridge. Going to walk up, change the play. Still got 16 on the play clock, so we've got plenty of time. Going to keep it on the RPO and move forward for the first down. Takes a pretty good sized lick, though, to get it.
Good decision to keep there.
Got to read the corner, read the end on the side, and see what he's going to do. Zane Rice checks in. They used him in the last ball game that we had here on some little flat passes that were pretty effective, as he gained about 35 yards on a couple of catches. Going to swing it out.
Again.
Not going to pick up a lot, but picks up some. Cole with the catch. Gain of 2. Second down 8. Problem with this hurry-up offense is if you don't do real well, you give the ball right back to the other team with a lot of time on the clock, not a chance to run a lot of time off.
And I'm a Tennessee Volunteer fan, so our offense is like this as well. So
there's a handoff and met promptly.
Nice tackle there.
Javi Blomquist with that tackle. Loss of 4 on the play makes it 3rd and 12. Eagles just can't get into 3rd and long situations on a regular basis. Cambridge sometimes is at his best when he flushes out of the pocket and takes off running. If I know that, so does everybody else.
Yeah, need to find a way to get the ball in your playmaker's hands right here for sure. See if we can get another first.
A.J. Allen is his favorite, but Dudley is who he goes to when he has to, and he's not going to get a chance to do anything as he is sacked on the play. Carson Anderson with the tackle. It's his 2nd sack of the year. We'll make it 3rd, make it 4th down, and a long way. They got to get to the 46, and the ball is on the 27, so 19. So Workman in for his 3rd punt of this first quarter. This is a work in progress. That's Gathright back standing at his own 40-yard line. Motion out wider. Benedictine looks like they're going to bring Hops back, gets it off, side of his foot, better than nothing. And there's a flag down. So with all of that, we're going to get a roughing, either running into the kicker or a roughing the kicker. So let's see which one we get. Or if we get a holding call. Offense is coming back out.
Yeah, has to
If
be
the
a
official can turn
roughing.
his mic on. Running into the kicker,
Running,
so we're
okay.
going to punt it again. Five-yard penalty, but it's 4th down, so now they can try and get a better punt off than the one that went about 13 yards.
Yeah, those punt blockers saw red when they when that gap opened, and I guess somebody just bumped into Mr. Workman.
Yeah, went and watched my grandson play flag football the other day. He got flagged for roughing the passer
Oh man,
in flag football.
man,
So,
sounds like we need him here at
yeah,
CMU.
I don't know. He's
Aggressive.
Yeah, he is that for a fact.
Yeah, he should
Better
try
snap.
wrestling. A lot better punt this time.
Yes, it is. Going to come down and
Good bounce.
take a good roll there inside the 40 and down.
Nice.
So what do you inherit? What have you got back, and what have you been able to bring in recruit-wise?
Yeah, so we return one of our All-Americans, Donald Griffin. He took 4th in the nation for CMU last year, and
So your cupboard's not bare.
right, it is not. And we don't return too many guys. The team was pretty small last year, but we've worked on building it and brought in some pretty good recruits that I'm pretty excited about. So
And that is a problem with wrestling when you can't field the whole team and you have to take open classes and, and take points
we
against
we
you for
shouldn't
that.
have to do that this year at least. So
All right. Dooley outside and open,
very open.
very much so, and holding on for dear life. And here goes my pronunciation, Joseph Lagafuaina with the catch. It's a 1st down in Eagle territory. And there's an offside coming, and they call it, and it kills the play, and the quarterback wanted that free play. He wanted to throw the ball deep to his wide receiver at the bottom of the screen, which is Lagafuaina. So it's 1st and 5 now for the Ravens on a cloudy, cool, windy day in Fayette.
It sure is. Football weather, though.
It's better than 90 degrees
That's
and
true.
thunderstorms,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is what we had 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
So it looks like they started to move the chains, and they're going to have to reset the chains based on moving them a little bit, as that's what the side official is doing. He's putting it down, and it's 1st and 5. Actually looks like it's 1st and 4.5, but it's supposed to be 1st and 5. So we've got 3 fairly new coaches coming up to talk with us during one of the ball games, and one coach who's been here for a long time, I believe 16 years. Gath right around the corner, got the side, pushed, and steps out of bounds inside the 15. It was Dalton Witherspoon, I believe, with the carry.
I think historically Benedictine is a pretty solid football program from what I remember in my time in Kansas City. I've always heard that they were pretty good. I believe they were a playoff team last year as well.
I think so. That was Wara, the running back, and he's the back behind Dooley now. Motion, jet sweep. Inside, takes it back outside, brushes off one defender, and gets inside and gets clobbered pretty good inside the 5-yard line. It's about a 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 1. It was LeBron Jackson with the jet sweep. Wara still in the backfield. 2 receivers to the bottom. Tight end right, tight end left. Double tight setup. Usually a running play. War right up the middle to the goal line and stop short around the 1. Nice job of standing him up there, but it is 1st and goal again for Benedictine. Minute and a half to go here in the first quarter. One back, one wide receiver, bottom of the screen. Wara runs into a wall. Now can the pile push forward? No, they cannot. He's going to be tackled around the line of scrimmage. Coach, we welcome you to Fayette and Eagle Nation. Look forward to seeing what you can do with the wrestling program. I know the women's wrestling program is pretty good as well.
Yes, sir.
As is most everything here. And I don't know if how many conversations you have had with President Drake, but that's a point of contention, a point of honor for him is that our programs do well.
Yes, sir. And that's something that really drew me to CMU. From the top down, they see the importance in athletics. So I'm happy to be here.
Wara into the end zone for a touchdown. And when you run down over the past 2+ years of Central athletics, football teams made the district playoffs. The track and field team will have Coach Anderson in here later, and he's going to talk about his success that he's had.
Oh, yeah, he's quite the character.
Volleyball has been to the NAIA tournament. Men's basketball, women's basketball has made the Final Four the last 2 years. Track in the spring is great. Baseball's been to a national championship, played in a championship game, came in second that year. They've been awesome. Soccer has won 2 national championships on the men's side. Their women's program is ranked number 4 in the nation right now. So all in all, it's expected that you do well, and I think he gives you the tools to be able to get that done.
Yes, sir. I'm excited for the opportunity, and like I said, we brought in some good young guys, and the thing about young guys is they need that experience, and sometimes they have to take lumps to learn, and we have a pretty tough schedule, so I think that if they stick it out and continue to work hard, I think they'll wind up in a good place at the end of the season, and we will as well as a team.
Yeah, I always used to talk to my son, who was a pitcher in baseball, that it's okay to lose every once in a while. It makes you appreciate winning a little bit more. Those kids that win all through their career don't know how to deal with adversity sometimes.
That is
sometimes
true.
You just got to figure out how to win and be happy with the effort that you put into it.
Absolutely.
And it's not always just about, and Central's going to take a timeout because I don't think they got enough people on the field.
Wow. Burning a timeout on the special teams.
And I don't know if you can see it in your screen or not, but right at the 50-yard line, there's 11 blue circles. And that's where the next team that's going to go out, whether it's the punt team, the kickoff team, they stand in that to make sure they have 11 players. And obviously somebody wasn't in it, and they're going to go stand in it right now to make sure they got 11 in it.
The old double check here.
Uh-huh. So Drake Dudley back with Cam Cole for this kickoff. 21-0 first quarter. All right, we're just about set. 21-0. Benedictine's backup quarterback was over playing catch, so we may see a backup before too long. Dudley from inside is 5. Back out to about the 20. Met taken down right there. So Cambridge back to run the offense. Benedictine's defense is very good against the run, and the Eagles only average 74 yards rushing per ball game. So this could be a long day with no statistics to show for it for the Eagles. Pulls it out across the middle. That's Whitley, the tight end, with the catch across the 40.
Another positive play. That's a good start for this drive.
Yeah, they've gotten a first down just about each time, but they just not have been able to sustain it. Once they had a penalty that moved them back to unfriendly terms. A couple of incomplete passes. And I think we're to the end of the first quarter.
Yes, sir. Hopefully the next coach can bring some better luck.
Well, don't know about that. Anything you want to say to a possible recruit who is listening in today?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be here at CMU, and we're looking for young men of good quality character and guys who want to win ultimately. So guys who want to do the right things to win, and we're ready to reach our peak and to break through some of these ceilings and to have a lot of success here.
And your season starts very soon.
October 30th, we are here at home against St. Ambrose for our first duel of the year.
Tune in to Eagles Athletics. It'll be broadcast, I'm sure. Tune in and watch as Coach Carworth and his crew kick off a new era in wrestling here at Central Methodist. We want to thank him for being here.
Yes, sir.
We will be back in just about a minute with the second quarter and a new coach. So thanks for being with us. We'll be right back here on the Eagle Sports Network. All right, we are back. Coach Gallo joins me now, soccer coach, correct?
Yes, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
No problem. First play was a running play up the middle, picked up about 4 yards on it, so it's second down and 6 for the Eagles. We're going to talk about you're in your 16th year, something like that? 15th?
Yeah.
17th? It just
16,
is too long.
17, it all kind of runs together after about 2 or 3, to be honest with
I
you.
understand. Handoff up the middle, not going anywhere. Back to the line of scrimmage and stops there. Coach Gallo has been here for a while and has had tremendous success. And I understand you just got a pretty nice win earlier this week.
Yeah, huge win on Wednesday night, obviously, against a ranked team and Mobile to top it. So it was a huge result, and the fans did a great job of supporting us, and it was a fun match. And we came out to play.
Always they're nationally ranked all the time, and you've run into them several times in the NAIA playoffs, have you not?
Yeah, as a program they have. So it's always a great side, always a great rivalry, and two teams that have historically had a lot of success. So. Always big games.
Pass out in the flat, knocked away by Dominic Stone King, and it'll bring up fourth down, and that'll bring Evan Workman back out again. You have defeated Mill Valley a time or two on your way to the national finals, and they beat you once on the way there, correct? Didn't they beat you last year or year before?
Yeah, as a program, yes. Obviously, this is my first year as a head coach, so here. So part of it kind of blends together.
Yeah, I understand. Snap back, kick away with the wind, much better, doesn't turn over. Running back gets it, and the deep returner gets it and is tackled immediately. Joseph Lagafuena. Let's see who the quarterback is, because there was one warming up on the sideline, but I can't imagine you take your starter out first series of the second quarter. That looks like Dooley at quarterback. We'll see when he throws it, because the backup's left-handed. Handoff coming around the corner. Taken down around the 30-yard line. Wara with the carry. And this is number 17 for Benedictine. That is Caden Austin in at quarterback. And he's going to run it and go down out of bounds around the 35, be short of the first down, but it's a nice five-yard gain. Keyshawn Wilson with the tackle, knocked him out of bounds. So, Coach, what do you got in the way of returners from last year on your squad? Because you're in the middle of the season.
Yeah, so we had a good core group come back. Obviously, we lost some with the head coaching change, but we returned Basil, who's a All-American and one of our captains, and just a fantastic player for us. And Isaac Johnson's our other captain as well, who's done a fantastic job for us too. So it's been a good blend of guys coming back and have really done a good job of working with the new guys that we've kind of brought in. So.
Pass complete to LeBron Jackson for a first down, and there is a come across the line one way or the other. He's not pointing at the center, so I'm going to guess that is going to be a penalty against the Eagles for encroachment. It's Keon Bass coming across. Benedictine does not need help. That's only a 4-yard penalty. That's okay. It's a 5-yard. They mark it off now. So 1st and 5. Outside, breaks a tackle. Stood up and taken down. As Keyshawn Wilson makes the tackle finally. As Jacob Gathright with the catch from Caden Austin. Austin looks to the sideline, gets the check, hands it off up the middle. Marcus Washington with the tackle. And that was Witherspoon with the rush. Be 2nd down at the 39. Larry Anderson walking in front, who this complex will be named after soon. And we're going to talk about some of the possible plans for a new soccer facility here. Bomb down the sideline. Knocked down, never turned around, no flag on the play. There are rumors that a new soccer facility may be built here. Know anything about that, Coach?
I'm not high enough on the totem pole to know all the details. But, no, obviously, Larry was an intricate part of Central Methodist University and the athletic programs as a whole. So he's given us a tremendous amount of support and exciting times for sure.
Rumor has it there may be a new facility in your future. 3rd down and about 8. Outside, caught and taken down immediately. Matthew Stafford, not the pro football player, but wide receiver for the Ravens. Gets the catch and moves the sticks. 22-yard line. Austin. Wara gets the handoff, goes right, breaks an arm tackle. Still going inside the 5-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal again for Benedictine. Lonnis McClinton with the tackle. Back to Witherspoon being the running back. Motion. Resets right. Ball goes left instead. He's a left-handed quarterback. Throws the ball into the corner and into the end zone. 5-yard touchdown. Tanner Zimmerman with the catch. Makes it 27-0. Yeah, I hear there may be a new complex, and it may be not too far from where this complex is.
Yeah, that'd be a nice.
That'd be a nice shot in the arm for your program,
yeah,
wouldn't it?
for sure. So every little bit helps, and yeah, it would go a long ways for sure.
Well, I hear that's a possibility. Then they may move the track up there as well, and they're going to redo some things down here, new locker rooms, and I'm hoping for a new press box.
Yeah.
As the extra point is good. You don't know how hard this is to do from here with these small windows in it. 28-0 as the extra point is good. So for those of you that were not aware of what went on, Larry Anderson's brother, who did not go to school here, gave a gift of $1 million to the university to renovate some of their facilities and do some upkeep and improvement in some of their facilities. And this whole area is going to be called the Larry Anderson 67, because that's when he graduated, 1967, Sports Complex. So a very nice deal by his brother to honor Larry here. And Larry has been at Central for over 40 years. Came here and was a football player on the program, and then came back as a football coach. He's been the athletic director. He's been in admissions. He's been in the classroom. He is something of a living legend around here, and it's great to see that he will get some recognition that will live on for a while. Kicking into the wind this time, comes up short, and it bounces, which makes it a taller punt and downed immediately. Aaron Edwards with the return. He let it bounce, and while that happened, that allowed the defense, the kickoff team, to get a little closer. So 28-0 with 9.5 to go here in the first half. So how many matches have you played so far?
There we go.
I'm not good at it, but I get some of the lingo.
We got 4 left here. So before postseason begins, obviously have another one here tonight against Benedictine as well. So
there you go.
We got the triple header here today.
Screen pass, snuffed out, no gain on the play. I did a football game here 2 years ago with a soccer game right afterwards. So we're bagging our equipment up and getting out of the way so the soccer people can get their broadcast in. And Larry Anderson, speaking of him, was doing the play-by-play, or doing the PA for the game, and he just gave up on some of the pronunciations of some of the towns where the kids were from. And he just said he's from Germany.
Yeah,
he's somewhere in Germany. I'm not even going to try.
Some of those lineups are a little easier than others.
Jet sweep. Number 30 for Benedictine is all over that. That is Jared Herron, junior out of Moberly, Missouri. Makes it 3rd down and about 15. The Eagles just can't get behind the sticks like this. It just makes it very difficult to find a play to get 15, 16 yards on from here, because the Benedictine line is very good, and they're going to tee off on coming after the quarterback. You've just tried the screen. That didn't work. You can try a draw. That's about the only other option, or a roll. Throws short to Dudley, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. So you got Benedictine tonight. Is that like a 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock game?
So the women kick off at 5:30, and we're at 8 o'clock here tonight. So we got a long night ahead of us here. Yes, yeah.
And it won't be cold at all by the time you get to play,
No, it'll
right?
be nice and balmy and warm, I'm sure.
Yeah, the wind will have died down, and it's going to warm up quite a bit. I complain when it's hot here that our equipment won't work right, and then I'm going to complain when it's cold and windy because I can. Workman back again to punt, this time standing close to his end zone. Gets it away, booms it. This one does turn over, drives the returner back. He lets it hop, and it's inside the 20, inside the 15, down to close to the 5, and that's from about the 15-yard line. So that's an 80-yard punt by Workman. That'll help his average out quite a bit. But at least it is a turf pitch that you play on here.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps with those cold, rainy days in particular.
But it would be nice if you had your own facility where you could practice and get everything done on your own without having to divvy up time between football, JV football, everything else.
Yeah, scheduling-wise, it would be a huge help.
Pass high and outside, incomplete to Jacob Gathright. Make it 2nd down and 10 from just inside the 5, so an 81-yard kick. Be good if the Eagles could stop them here and get the ball back in Ravens territory with time and 2 timeouts left. Running play up the middle. Drags the defender a little bit, but only out to about the 7 or 8 yard line. And you're discovering the wonderfulness of this press box as you're looking out a side window to see the game. That's
I'm at that wrong angle.
Well, they're in the wrong end of the field to be able to see from where you are. I can't see the scoreboard on the left without moving around, and you can't see the right side of the field without moving around. So I put in my request to Jeff Sherman about a bigger window and a bigger press box room, if that ever gets done.
I'll put in a good word for you.
I appreciate that. We'd like garage-style windows that roll up and down so the whole thing is wide open and you don't have frames and stuff in the middle. Going to throw the ball long, and this is a different quarterback, and he just overthrows. And they were back to Dooley. He was back in after Austin was in for a series, and he just missed his guy by about a yard or so. And that'll bring out Cullen Bruner kicking from his end zone. Return man for the Eagles stands at his own 48. Gets it away, short into the wind. Be good to get to it before it takes too much of a hop. We're going to roll out to the 45-yard line and be down right there. So Cambridge back onto the field. Motion. Pulls it back out. Dumps it out in the flat. Big play there as he's going to get inside the 15-yard line. Chase Rankin on the catch. He's come on. He didn't get a lot of passes thrown his direction the first few ball games, but he's been getting more here lately, and that ends up being a 34-yard gain. Johnson behind Cambridge. Gets the handoff and is immediately tackled. 95 and 91 in on the tackle for the Ravens. 95 and 91. Okay, we'll look it up on their roster because there's not on my short sheet. 91 is Xavier Hernandez and 95 is Tim Glazer. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. To the end zone. And we'll see what the officials say. If side official says touchdown, back official doesn't say that, but one is better than none. A.J. Allen, I believe, with that catch, 11-yard touchdown catch, makes it 28-6, gets the Eagles on the board. Oscar Simon in to try the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick, got plenty of leg. He's got a big leg. 5.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So you get Benedictine tonight. What do you see in them for tonight, since we may have some Benedictine fans listening?
Yeah, a really good side. They've been playing really well. They've gotten stronger and stronger as the season's progressed. So we got some really skillful players in the midfield and up top. So we'll have our hands full here tonight. It should be a really good match.
So you got the women playing at 5:30,
Yeah.
and they're the number 4 team in the nation right now.
Yeah, they're having a great season.
And then you'll kick off shortly, 20 minutes, half an hour after they get finished, 7:30-ish, and you'll be able to see that here on the Eagle Sports Network. We're on the Hart Conference Network right now doing this ball game. Simon to kick off. Gathright and Witherspoon back. This would be Gathright inside the 3. Comes this direction, breaks through the first wave, and gets out past the 30-yard line before he is taken down. Rankin involved in the tackle there. So 5:23 to go, and I think Benedictine has all 3 of their timeouts. As Jackson Dooley is back in. He was in the last series as well. Back in now, 28-7. Fakes the sweep. Witherspoon ducks outside. Flags come flying, and that'll be a hold against Benedictine. Samuel Smith on the tackle for the Eagles. Junior out of Richmond, Virginia. And it is a call against the offense, so it'll mark them back 10 yards, maybe further if it's a spot foul. They haven't walked it off yet. It is a spot foul, so it'll be only a partial penalty as it was downfield. Be a loss of 4 from the original line of scrimmage. First down and 14. Referee winds the clock. Dooley looks this side, throws this side. Got a man. Going to get out to the 40-yard line. Matthew Sanford on the tackle. Wantus McClinton goes off the field for the Eagles to the trainer's table after the previous play. Second down and 4 for the Ravens. Witherspoon goes wide, has the first down, out close to midfield. Be down at the Raven 49-yard line. So we had a new wrestling coach in. We've got the new head coach first year for soccer. Got track coach Kenny Anderson coming in. He's in his 3rd year. Then we're going to finish up with Matt Sherman in his 2nd year. Long pass, knocked down and knocked away as the ball was underthrown into the wind. Sean Wilson got back and knocked it out of the way, so it's 2nd down and 10. When Coach Sherman comes in, I'm going to be able to say, for the 41st consecutive year, Coach Sherman runs the men's basketball team. Matt's in his 2nd year. His dad did it for 39 years. Running play up the middle. Going to be enough to get a 1st down. It does. To the 40-yard line. O'Marion Slaw with the tackle. 3:45 to go. One of the fans is yelling no pass. That will be final last words if that's the way you play this. They're just going to run it this side. That's Witherspoon again, going to be taken out of bounds. Samuel Smith again involved in that tackle, making his presence known out on the field. But even at that, it's a gain of 6. Fans bundled up, trying to stay warm. Not going to be an easy task today. Dooley looks to the sideline, checks the play, and hands it to Wara in it back now, and he's got enough for the 1st down inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. As it looks like Benedictine is interested in running this down and running out the first half, and they get the ball to start the 2nd half. Gain of 12. 1st down inside the 15 at the 13-yard line. Dooley with running backs, one on either side of him. Running formation. Wara gets it going right again. Down to about the 20-yard line and taken down there, as it was a 23 when I said the 13 last time. It's a 23, so he picks up about 3. Coach, what other players would you like to talk about a little bit that you haven't mentioned yet for recruiting purposes and whatnot?
Yeah, I think anytime a new head coach comes in, there's always a bit of a transition, and some players really kind of shine under a different light. And for us, one of our center backs, Adrian Stokey, has done just a fantastic job. Just a great person, a great leader. His attention to detail is fantastic, and he's done a really, really, really good job for us. So it's good to see someone step up, and he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, sometimes a player doesn't get as much attention from one coach, but he gets more from another coach, and they really do well with a change. And you've been here long enough to know how things go around here. Dooley on 3rd down and along 4, looks toward the end zone, going to throw it. He's got the guy in the flat wide open. If he wants to do that, going to use him as a blocker and get to the 1st down and pick it up and keep the chains moving with 52 seconds to go in the 1st half, but they've got plenty of timeouts, so that's not the issue for them. The clock is not going to run out on them. Oh, they call it 4th and inches instead of 1st down. He stepped out before he got tackled. So they're going to load up with more tight ends. Double tight ends. One wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. That's Gathright. Fourth down. Gathright in motion. Handed up the middle. Plenty of yards for a 1st down. Almost pops all the way through that. Down to the 10. Clock will stop momentarily with 46 seconds left. Clock will start, but again, they've got plenty of timeouts. Down to 30. Motion. Pass in the end zone over the head of the intended receiver. Tanner Zimmerman, the intended receiver. Incomplete. That stops the clock. With 23 seconds to go. Wara, the running back, to the right of Dooley. Zimmerman in motion. Handoff up the middle. Wara bounces it outside and into the end zone for a touchdown. About a 10-yard run. Went left, bounced it outside, got to the corner, and got into the end zone. 34-7 Benedictine. Balky in to try his 5th extra point. He's been perfect to this point, so if I jinxed him, I'll apologize to him. Coming at halftime. Kick is up and good, 35-7. Halftime, we've got the Sound of Central marching band and the dance team doing stuff, so you'll be able to see them at halftime, and then we'll get you some halftime stats put together. Coach, you hope for a good crowd tonight. Do you normally get a pretty good section of the student body coming to watch?
Yeah, we usually do. I always, all my recruits typically ask this, and I always say it's weather dependent. Being an outdoor sport, if it's nice out, we draw a really, really good crowd. If it's cold and rainy, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
I understand. And I know that you have a couple of big supporters that live here in Fayette, Mark and Rebecca Harbison.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job. They're awesome supporters of both the university and obviously both the men's and women's soccer programs. And
well, Mark played soccer here many years ago while I was here many years ago.
Yeah, he was our coach of the day for this past Wednesday. So
I saw that,
and he inspired us to the win.
Yeah, he and his wife are claiming wins. They're claiming the
Yeah.
victory on it, so you might have to have them around a little more often.
Yeah, I need to hire them full time.
Well, Mark's retired. He's
There
got
we
plenty
go.
he's got plenty of time now.
Yeah.
Mark got a job straight out of college here at the local bank, Commercial Trust, and that's where he worked his entire work career, was the Commercial Trust Company. So the Eagles have got the ball with 14 seconds to go. I would guess they might try and take one shot to see what they can get, whether that's a draw play that they think they can break or something. I don't know that they'll just take a knee. They don't. They may wish they did, as Cambridge is sacked on the play. And that'll probably run out the first half. Tim Glazer with the tackle, with the sack, and that will end the first half with the score 35-7. Coach, anything else you'd like to cover, talk about, see, done? Anything that before you leave, before we're done?
No, just obviously a big game here tonight. So if people are around, I know it'll be cold, but bring on the jacket. It's a huge game for both the men's and women's team, and I always appreciate everybody's support. And
there you go. So you know it's going to be cool, so dress appropriately.
Yeah, bring your hot chocolate.
Come out and support the Lady Eagles and the Eagles soccer team tonight as they take on Benedictine. And maybe that can be a revenge game for this. Maybe you can get 2 wins tonight to kind of make up for what's happening so far.
Yeah.
So do your part, have the women do their part, and everything will be good. So
yeah, we'll do.
We're going to call that right now. We're going to take a quick break, and then the Sound of Central will be on. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
halftime is over. Coach Gallo, thank you so much for being
me.
here. We're going to turn everything down for just a second, get everything rearranged, and then we'll be back with the band.
Stay tuned for an eye-catching presentation by our color guard, masterfully choreographed to the infectious beats of Fireball by Pitbull, arranged by the talented Tom Wallace. Just when you thought it couldn't get any better, brace yourself for a spectacular finale as they close the show with a bang, featuring El Cubancello, skillfully arranged by Jay Dawson. So folks, sit back, relax, and prepare to be completely captivated by the sound of Central. Central is under the direction of Kevin Kieran and the field command of Drum Major Madison Conway. The guard is coached by Karen Jeffries, and the drum line is directed by Jordan Nielsen. Let's have one more round of applause for the sound of Central.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field your Eagle Envy Dance and Central Methodist University co-ed cheer teams. Led by head coaches Matt Fong, Kennedy, Wimberly. Envy, your music is on. Outstanding Eagle Envy Dance Team and a Central Methodist University co-ed cheer.
We are back. It's halftime here at Davis Field. 35-7 is our halftime score. Benedictine in the lead, and we'll look at stats. Jay Sean will put those up on the screen for you right about now. There they are, and you can take a look at them and see the dominance that Benedictine has had in this. They have 307 total yards to 86 for the Eagles. Or it's probably 96. 139 passing yards to 86, 96 for the Eagles. 160 rushing yards, 10 total yards rushing for the Eagles. 21-6 in first downs. Neither team with a turnover. Benedictine with a 17-minute and 17-second time of possession to 12:29 for the Eagles. So it has been rough for the Eagles, but that was expected. Benedictine, again, the number 18 team in the nation, led by a pretty stellar defense. Their offense has clicked as well as they scored early and often. I will give you a brief rundown on the scoring. 8:34 in the first quarter. Jackson Dooley passed to Tanner Zimmerman, 2 yards for a touchdown. Extra point was good. Dooley pass complete to Jacob Gathright for 38 yards at 6:42. Extra point good, made it 14-0. Then Sean Wara rushed for 1 yard at the 32nd mark of the first quarter. Touchdown good. Balky's extra point made it 21-0. And then Joe Cambridge with a pass completion, 14-yard touchdown to A.J. Allen. Oscar Simon's extra point good, made it 28-7. And then right before half, Heath Baker rushed for 10 yards to the end zone for a touchdown. 18 seconds to go. Extra point was good. And I believe Benedictine gets the ball to start quarter number 3 as they're coming back on the field. Haven't seen the Eagles yet, as we have 2.5 minutes to go before the start of the third quarter. We're going to be joined momentarily by the track and field coach here. And Jay Sean, is he the track and field coach for both men and women and indoor and outdoor track? Jay Sean's going to put on the headset because he runs track for Coach Anderson. So, is he the main guy?
Yes, sir. He is the shot caller and big baller.
He is, and he's in his third season, I believe, here. And we've had several All-American track members in his reign while he's been here. And I don't know. We'll find out from him about how he's done in conference and beyond that. And I know there's been some national qualifiers and all that.
Oh, yeah. He's a pretty successful coach. I mean, he came in and just changed the whole track program around for the better.
Well, I remember interviewing him 3 years ago when he came in. He was one of the first interviews we did, a halftime interview with him, and he was a ball of fire.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't, there wasn't a lot of lapses in talking to him that he didn't have comment to say about what was going on and the direction he was going to take this thing, and he has lived up to his word very much so in what he has done with the program here. So we look forward to seeing him. Again, 35-7 is our halftime score. Number 18 team in the nation, Benedictine, doing it to Central right now. We'll see what the Eagles can change at halftime to try and muster a little bit more as they're back out now. We have the huddle camera up, and the problem with the huddle camera is it follows activity. So when there's teams on either end of the field, it doesn't know exactly what to do because there's activity going everywhere. So it kind of pans one way and then the other, and you don't get to see much of anything. We learned that at a football high school jamboree a couple of years ago when they were playing on both ends of the field, and the camera could not figure out what to do at that point in time as it just went back and forth, and you really didn't get to see much of anything. So that's the only problem with huddle cameras is they tend to follow where the action is, and if there's action in multiple spots, it really doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, you know what they say, Charlie, technology has a mind of its own.
Now that's the artificial intelligence thing, and there Coach Anderson comes walking in. We'll get him situated.
The man himself.
And he's probably not going to remember that I interviewed him 3 years ago. Hang on, we'll get your headset going. All right, I just said that he probably doesn't remember, but he swears he does. Being the good politician and coach that he is, he remembers all that. Interviewed him and his wife here.
Not my wife, but I do remember.
Oh, was she your girlfriend at the time?
Girlfriend at the time.
Okay, got it. And I was just telling Jay Sean that the interview went really well because I didn't have to say much of anything, and you got things going pretty quick.
How are you today?
I am doing just fine, thank you very much. I am happy to be back here. If you didn't know, and some of our listeners didn't know, I had open heart surgery in January.
Really?
Yeah. So
I did not know that.
I have been out of the broadcasting biz here since November of last year.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be somewhere right now.
Yeah.
Anywhere is better than the alternative.
Absolutely.
So tough first half for the Eagles. This is the number 18 team in the nation. I was just talking to Jay before you came in about the program here. We're going to talk about that during the third quarter.
Okay. Looking forward to that.
Well, I'm sure that you'll get us all informed about all of that. This is Witherspoon trying to come outside, cut off and taken down. This is your third year at Central?
This is year number 4.
Number 4, so you've completed 3 years.
Completed 3 seasons here, yes, sir.
And you have a program that has grown and gotten better and better. I'd like to say Jay had something to do with that, my producer, but I don't know that for a fact. But he looks like he's pretty quick.
He did. He served a great role in our program. Great young man, and happy that he's still around and helping out CMU.
Yeah, that's Witherspoon breaking it up the middle out to close to midfield. I know I asked Jay, you are the men's and women's coach, the indoor and the outdoor coach.
Correct, and cross country.
So you're a man of many hats. You wear a lot of things, you do a lot of jobs, and I know that being at Central, your program is successful because President Drake likes successful athletic programs, so I know that yours is, and I want you to be able to talk a little bit about your program and tell us some about your achievements and what you've been able to get done in the last 4 years that you've been here, in the last 3 years you've been here, plus this year.
Yes, sir. So for the first time in school history, 2022, our women's program won the Indoor Conference Championship.
There you go.
And then we had a couple of All-Americans that year. And last year we really, really took off. So we won back-to-back indoor, and then we won our first outdoor conference championship in school history.
Cool.
And then we had 13 All-Americans and 2 national runner-ups last year on the women's side.
Well, congratulations on that. And I will tell you that I've been around the Hall of Fame committee a little bit the last couple of years, giving some input, and I see the names of the track people showing up on a regular basis. Your people won't show up for a few years, but I think they have to be out for 10 years. So in about 12 years or so, we're going to be inundated with track All-Americans, aren't we?
We are, and we're not done yet. We're just trying to keep it going.
Okay, so you have season going on right now?
So right now it's cross country season. So we're wrapping up cross country season. We have our conference championship in 2 weeks from today, and then we'll get started with our indoor season in December. First weekend in December, we open up at Kansas.
Sean Wara with the carry, and he's got enough for another first down as Benedictine gets ready to move the ball down. They are moving the ball down the field again against the Eagles. We're talking with Kenny Anderson, the head coach of men's, women's track and cross country. Get some good recruits in this year, Coach?
We did. Hit up the state very, very hard this year. Oh, good pick. Interception.
Nigel Vaughn with the pick there in the corner in the end zone, and a turnover, the first one of the ball game. So that will help the Eagles quite a bit. So you hit the state hard?
Hit the state hard. We tapped into St. Louis very heavy this summer, so we got quite a few recruits from the St. Louis area. A lot more depth this year, so we're looking forward to that. New group, We brought in a lot. So the biggest thing for us this year will be how they manage to acclimate to our culture, our system, how we do things here. And, just when the lights come on, will they be ready to perform? And that's our job as coaches to get them ready.
And based on past experience, you do a great job with that. And I know that because I run over during the broadcast from time to time the accolades that the programs have gotten in the last 2 years. Football's made district. Women's basketball has been to the Final Four the last 2 years. Men's basketball has made the NAIA playoffs. Baseball made it to a national championship game and came in second. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of different moving parts here at Central, and they all seem to be pretty good. And I always attribute that to President Drake, pass incomplete, out to Whitley, the quiet end, tight end, no good. But I put a lot of praise on our president here at Central Methodist because I think he really demands and gives you the things you need to be able to have success. And then it's up to you to do something with them.
Absolutely. It definitely starts from the top down. So Dr. Drake's leadership is definitely why Central is in the position it is in right now. And, we wouldn't be able to – good catch. There we go. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we're able to do and bring in the type of recruits and be able to travel like we are able to travel and give the type of experience that we want to give without Dr. Drake's leadership. So
that was A.J. Allen with a catch after the turnover in the end zone. The Eagles have a little spark, have a little life, a little step, a little hitch in their giddy up right now. Cambridge back, looks over, defense shifts, keeps it, throws short, throws it in front of the defensive backs and just over the linebackers. It's caught. Whistles are blowing. We'll see if we have a penalty flag somewhere because that's normally what the extra whistles are for. We'll see what there it is laying at the 48-yard line.
They've really come out with some great energy the second half.
Roughing the passer, so that'll be a tack on to the end of this halfway to the goal line. So that'll put the ball inside the 15-yard line for the Eagles. As Cambridge thrown a couple of real nice balls here and got the offense moving down. They don't run the ball real well at times, and this defense is pretty stout, but they have been able to find short passes, and that pass to A.J. Allen was the first over-the-top pass that they've had for a while. Motion comes. Handoff up the middle. Pickup of a few down around the 10, down maybe to the 9-yard line. Coach Brown might need to look at some of your sprinters to get some more speed on this team, because there have been some sprinters over the past that have had a pretty good transition into just running deep routes in football. Bullet Bob Hayes of the Dallas Cowboys was one of the very first ones to be a track guy to come out and play football like that.
Right, absolutely. We actually graduated from the same university, Florida A&M University.
Is that right? So I picked the right guy to try and name
perfect
drop,
guy.
huh? There's a pass in the end zone, but he's out of the end zone. Tried to get the foot down, but not able to do it. Drake Dudley almost made the acrobatic catch and came down. So based on the fact you win conference championship, you don't just have sprinters. You've got somebody all the way across the board.
All the way across the board. I believe in having a complete team. So throwers, distance runners, jumpers. We like to score in as many events as possible, and that's the only way that you can compete for a team championship.
I was talking to Coach Carwith, the men's wrestling coach, and he's got his spots filled out to where they're not going to have as many open classes and have to give it up, which that's the same thing that you kind of got to look at. You know, when you don't have somebody to compete in any event, you don't have any chance to get any points, it just really hurts in the overall scheme of things. Your individuals might do very well, but your team score doesn't do as well because you don't have somebody to finish second, third, or fourth in an event and pick up a bunch of points.
Correct. So for us in recruiting, we try to find those high-quality type athletes that could potentially score at the national meet, but we also need the depth So we can get those points, third, fourth, fifth at the conference meet. So we're in contention for team titles.
4th and 4 for the Eagles. They eschew the field goal and look to roll. And there's a pass in the end zone for a touchdown. Cambridge, nice job reading that, dumping the ball off short to the goal line.
That looks like Zane Rice, the Zane train, as they call him.
Yeah, the last broadcast, he's from Fayette, and I said, my daughter lives here in Fayette, and my grandson played football until this year. Now he's here at Central. And I said, I don't remember that name from anywhere. And she texted me, he was an offensive lineman in Fayette, so you didn't hear his name very often. So there he is with a touchdown. He had a couple of big catches 2 weeks ago when we were here. Extra point by Simon is good, and it's 35-14. And the Eagles show a spark coming out of the locker room. Get a turnover in the end zone, take it down the field 80 yards, and score on 4th down. So good turnaround for them. Cambridge looked really good in that series. Threw the ball very nicely. Good big play to A.J. Allen that got them out of deep down territory in their own end into the Ravens territory.
Great energy and great composure to sustain an 80-yard drive like that coming out of halftime.
I was talking to Coach Gallo and asked him if he knew anything about maybe a new soccer complex here, and he says that's above his pay grade, that he doesn't know anything about that. But I said, I heard there's something in the works for a new soccer facility and maybe a new track to go around that soccer facility.
There
you know anything about that?
I do know a little bit about that. So, what's the talk up on the fields behind the tree line?
That's what I've heard.
There will be a new track facility, and then they will adjust the field here, make the field a little bit wider. So to do that, they're going to eat up the track down here. So.
Well, that won't hurt your recruiting any.
Oh,
no,
not
you have
at
a
all.
Brand new track.
Not at all.
Brand new facility. You're good, and we got a new facility to go along with it.
That would be amazing. I can't wait for that. Looking forward to that.
Witherspoon with the return out across the 25, close to the 30-yard line. But I have heard that, and again, I will say that is part of an endowment, part of a gift from Larry Anderson's brother to Central Methodist to upgrade facilities and build some new things here.
Mm-hmm. Larry, that's my twin, if you didn't know.
He is your twin?
That's my twin.
So you both got your mom liked the name so much you named it to you twice. Both of you, Larry and Larry 1 and Larry 2.
Larry 1, Larry 2.
There you go. I've got some friends that did stuff like that. So roll out, throw, incomplete. As we're back to Caden Austin at quarterback. My wife's got twin cousins whose names are Ricky and Richard.
Okay.
Like that name quite a bit. But, yeah, the Larry Anderson's brother, they announced that at the athletic auction this year.
Did.
That he was going to give money to it, and this whole complex, including the new soccer complex up there, will be called the Larry Anderson 67 Sports Complex.
Yeah.
So very nice. Going to get upgrades all around the board. That was going to be a pitch, but Central was in on it so fast that he didn't have time to pitch it without it being intercepted. So the defense now has got some hop in their step as well. And I'm really surprised to see the backup quarterback in at this point in time. So it's 3rd down and 10 after the incomplete pass and the run that gained nothing. So we'll see what the Ravens want to do now with it being 35-14.
We get another stop here.
Get the ball back with decent field position. How about a pick?
Oh, there's another one.
That's a pick 6 unless 3 can run him down.
Wow.
He does not. How about that? All of a sudden.
Flag on the play.
Afterwards. Or in the middle of the field.
Afterwards.
It could be an illegal block and bring it back. Block in the back or blind side. It's out at close to the 20. But again, a pick. And I think that was Omarion Slaw who did that. Not a starter early in the year, and now on the field all the time as they've gone. Central's gone from 3 linebackers, 2 safeties to 2 linebackers and 3 safeties. They're going to pick it up, and they're marking the ball back like it's an extra point coming. I'm watching to see. The official is talking to the Benedictine coach on the sideline. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct against Central, that'll be enforced on the kickoff. We'll march them back from the 40 to the 25, but the touchdown by Slaw stands. Oscar Simon, you're the previous coach, Coach Gallo, said he hoped the next guy brought better energy and better results. That's you, Coach. We scored 7 in the first half. We got 14. Now we have 14 here in the second half.
14. Two picks, 1 pick six, and 14 points on the board.
I may have to let you and Coach Sherman do the fourth quarter. I'll just get out of the way.
That's that Eagle energy. We're bringing it back.
2 turnovers by Benedictine in this third quarter have resulted in 2 Central Methodist touchdowns. 1 directly, a return for a touchdown. Didn't see the replay, but Jay Sean will tell me it was about 40 yards or so is where he caught it from. He's got the replay going right now, so, yeah, you just saw it. The pick and the return. So I'm going to guess now we're going to get to see Dooley back in the ball game and the first string offense back out for Benedictine.
Oh, for sure, yeah. They're
Central's got their attention now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's been a game I had earlier this year that Central got way behind in the first quarter and then played really well the rest of the game, but they just couldn't get out of the hole, and that may be a case here. This is the number 18 team in the nation. I don't think you're going to work out of a 35-7 hole and make it back to a 42-35 win. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope they prove that. But you certainly have to be impressed and happy with the second half so far that Coach Brown and his staff have put together. The defense has given the offense a chance, and the offense is taking advantage of that.
right. What you want to see coming out of halftime is not them letting up, not them quitting. You want to see the fight. You want to see them, you know.
Oscar Simon flexing at midfield. He kicked it from the 25-yard line to the goal line on a line drive, and it goes into the end zone. No return. That's normally where the other team takes over about the 40-yard line, and they were up, and he kicked it over the return guy's head. I was talking to the Benedictine radio crew that was here before, and they said, well, your kicker's got like a 42-yard long for this year, so that's pretty good. And I said he missed a 52 wide right. It had distance, so in the right direction. He's got plenty of leg, and he showed his leg there, so that's an improvement. That's Dooley back in at quarterback, and I think that's Wara with the carry, and he's going to pick up 9, so it's back to where they were early in the ball game with big chunk runs.
Yeah, I think they're going to go back to the run right now.
They are, as we still got half of this quarter to go. Look what you've done in 7.5 minutes, Coach.
It's a game. It's a ball game now.
And the good thing is you're recording all this so that you can show your fans and your family and everybody. Look what happened when I showed up.
You know.
Flag on the play as Central's offside, so they'll go for a home run throw, and they do, and it's caught. As there are Benedictine fans right in front of me. They didn't pay attention to the guest seating is further left. They're right at the 50-yard line, so they're happy with where they're at. Penalty will be turned down, and they'll take the result of the play at the 41-yard line, 42-yard line. And there is our athletic director, Jeff Sherman, walking in front of us. He's made a fantastic transaction move over to the AD side of it from being the head coach here for 39 years.
That's older than me.
He wanted to stay one more year and make it to 40, but he just the AD job interested him, and he did have somebody in mind to take his program over. That would be his son, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
So when Matt comes in here after a while, I'm going to say head coach of the Eagles for the 41st straight year is Coach Sherman. And their season starts up soon. They've got a game, I think, here at home on the 26th. Uh-oh. That's Warren. He's broken through with one man to beat. 42 yards for the touchdown, and just like that, Benedictine says not so fast.
Yeah, I can see them staying with the run.
Yeah, well, there's no reason to be throwing the ball all over the field. Run the clock. It's your friend. You're ahead. You're good at it. You've thrown the ball a couple of times, and it hasn't worked out. You haven't had a bad play on running the ball yet. You haven't turned it over, so why would you do that? But Balky in to try the extra point. Good, 42-21. Eagles battle back. Benedictine comes right back down the field and scores. They go 75 yards in about 4 plays, counting the penalty. Not counting the penalty because they turned it down. Let's see if the Benedictine defense now accepts the challenge of their coaches to step up a little bit and slow down. Cole and Edwards go deep for the Eagles to get this kickoff.
It'll be interesting to see coming out on this drive offensively, how aggressive is the play calling. The last series when we had the 80-yard drive, we passed the ball, we threw the ball a lot. So just coming out, I'd like to see, what we look like offensively.
See what we can do. Mm-hmm. So where do you run cross country? Where is your cross country? I don't want to say track, but where is your cross country event run? Where are they run?
So all over the state, we go to Gans Creek in Columbia. We run in St. Louis next weekend. We've been to Kansas a couple of times. We ran at Baker. We ran at Haskell. So a 3 to 4 hour radius from here are most of our cross country meets. We don't go too far for cross country.
So when you go out on the road, if they don't do very well, do you let them off like at Lone Jack and have them run the rest of the way back?
So, for example, if an athlete has a 8-mile run for their training today, they'll go out 4 miles, and then at that 4-mile mark, they'll come back.
That's kind of what my fraternity did to me here when I was here pledging. They took us out about 5 miles and dropped us.
It's that find your way back.
And luckily one of us was from Fayette, so passed just a little bit high and falls incomplete. And so he kind of knew the route to get back. Otherwise, we were going to be in trouble because we didn't have any idea. And we ended up going to a farmhouse and knocking on the door. The guy came to the door and asked what we wanted, overalls and a pistol hanging out of his pocket. So we didn't stay around very long for that. But I played baseball here.
Okay.
And I was a pitcher, and all we ever did was run. That was our whole practice, was pretty much run the whole time. So there was always, why don't we go out for track, because we could probably run less there than we do here. I don't believe that for a second, but it wouldn't have helped the track program out any. We were not built for speed, nor endurance.
Now our track schedule is very aggressive. We compete a lot at a lot of Division I programs. Last year we competed at the University of Nebraska, University of Kansas. We went down to Atlanta, competed at Georgia Tech. So
that's a nice trip.
Very nice. If you want to be one of the best teams in the country, you got to go compete against the best. So
yeah, it doesn't do you much good to compete against people that are worse than you are on a regular basis, does it?
Not at all.
Cambridge Flush going to just throw it away, and he does, and that'll bring up 4th down as 3 incomplete passes. You want to see how they were going to be, and their answer is 3 passes, and going to turn it over, going to punt it away.
Looks like Benedictine made some adjustments on defense. We haven't been really successful in the run game, so they adjusted to that passing game, and we weren't able to capitalize on this drive.
I'm sure their defensive coach over there challenged them a little bit to play a little better than they played the last 2 series, and they answered that for now. Evan Workman back to punt.
He's on the track team.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a javelin thrower.
Well, he ought to be in pretty good shape. He punts a lot here. I think return. And here comes my butchering of the English language again. That's Joseph Laganafoya
Oh, wow.
with a return.
That was pretty good, though.
I think at one point in time last year, Evan Workman was punting 9+ times per ball game.
Mm.
And we were probably only having the ball 11 times a game, and he was punting most of the time. I said if he wasn't the player of the year for them, I didn't know what it would be because he was on the field more often than a lot of the other players were. So Benedictine with the ball, 44-yard line, Eagle territory after the nice return.
Back to the run.
And that's Witherspoon, and he's got enough for a first down, or close to, as he's run out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him. He is their leading rusher. They signal first down on the play. 6:07 to go here in the third quarter. Game moving along fairly quickly now. I was at a high school game last night that the one side threw the ball every down and didn't do it very effectively for a while. The first half took a long time and it got really cold.
Mm-hmm.
Witherspoon looks right, cuts back towards the middle. Going to pick up 4 or 5. That's the other part of this. Even when we stop them, they still pick up 5 yards on the play. So you've got, in fact, he gets almost 7 yards on the play. So you got a couple of All-Americans. You got some good members back on cross country and track this year.
Yes. So on the track side, we lost 2 All-Americans through matriculation. So we have a lot coming back. And then, like I said earlier, the depth will be big for us this year. So very, very excited about the season and what we can do and how we build and how we grow. We're still not where we want to be yet as a program. I think we have a lot more to accomplish. So just getting everybody to buy into that and continue to, get 1% better. That's our motto. Every day we're just trying to get a little bit better, and we just keep building on that and stacking on that. And eventually we'll get to the point to where we want to be.
Well, I think you've got a great head start on it by what you've done so far.
Thank you.
Pass into the end zone corner. Touchdown. 21-yard touchdown catch. As I think Benedictine didn't like it very much when Central scored twice in a row. As they've come back out, they've turned the gas back up a little bit with 2 drives in a row for touchdowns, and they stretch it out to 47-21 with the extra point pending. They average 41 points a game, so this is not surprising that they have this number. Central average is 14, so they're above their average. Kick is on the way, and it's good, so 48-21.
49.
49, I look around the corner. I can't see the scoreboard from where I am. Coach Gallo a while ago was trying to watch the play on this end and had to look out the side window, and I welcomed him to the broadcasting world here at Central. I can't see to the left of me without leaning forward and getting in the way. So we talked about maybe some press box renovations here, and I put my order in with Coach Sherman for bigger windows and maybe the garage style that open up and go up over your head so you don't have frames and everything in the way. But, you make the best of what you have. And I talked to him a couple of years ago about getting air conditioning put in here because it's so hot the first few football games that our equipment won't work right. It gets overheated. Once it gets to about 140 degrees Celsius, it wants to shut down. Well, you turn it on, it's 123 degrees Celsius when you turn it on. So it's already hot. So, but they did some checking on it, and the cost to air condition this room was $14,000. So for 5 football games, that's not very cost effective.
Speaking of Coach Gallo, shout out to him and that big win against Moval this past week.
Yeah, he's looking for some crowd help tonight against Benedictine as well. Number 4 women play Benedictine in the first match. I tried to use my soccer terms with him, the few that I know, the pitch and the match. And he said, "Yes, match." And I said, "Yeah, it's not. I know it's not a game." So he's looking for some support from the locals Told them to dress nice and warm because it's going to be cold. Hopefully it's not raining that they'll show. But I know you don't get a lot. There's not a lot of support. I don't know how to follow a track meet that's going on when 5 or 6 different events are going on at the same time.
Track meets are long. We might start at 10 o'clock in the morning and not finish till 7, 8 o'clock at night. You know, long days.
I broadcast high school sports for an organization called Prepcast, and one of our guys did a cross-country meet. And he was there forever. And you basically have 2 cameras, one at the starting line and one near the finish line, and not much in between to be able to figure out what was going on. And it was a big cross-country meet. And nice pass outside, caught. Going to get to the first down marker. He had over
flag on the play too.
He had over 1,100 people watching this cross-country
wow.
meet. Yeah, exactly. Where our normal amount for a high school football game, if it's not a really big game, is 500 or 600. He had 1,100 watching a cross-country meet where he just basically talked for about 20 minutes when nobody was in sight. He had somebody out, like at the halfway mark, texting him back who had just come across, who was leading at the halfway mark, boys and girls. But
there was no foul on the play. The ruling was it was blocked into.
All right, so no penalty on the play. I tell this every event when there's a penalty and they pick up the flag. I was here last year where the referee threw a flag and then picked it up, and his explanation was there's no holding on the play as the holding happened after the play went by, so it's not really holding.
I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, that's like you saying that's a false start. Well, it's not really a false start because I meant to pull the trigger and start him. I just didn't do it at the right time. Oh, swallowed up as that's just Cam Cole with nowhere to go. Xavier Hernandez, he had a sack in the first half, and he just beat his blocker and was waiting to figure out handoff or quarterback keep. He chose correctly. Loss of 4. So you don't get a home.
We actually have 2 home meets for outdoor season.
So you run them out at the golf course, or where do you run them at?
Well, cross country, no, we don't have any home meets, but track season, outdoor track season.
Okay, so those of you out there that have an interest in cross country, Coach Anderson needs a donation to build a cross country course.
That would be nice. That would be really nice.
So, there you have it.
Any amount would be greatly appreciated.
Contact Jeff Sherman, the athletic director at Central Methodist, and say that you would like to fund a cross-country course. Now, I don't know if it's ever used around here anymore or not, but over in the far right end zone, down over on the other side of that fence, was a hill that the football players here used to have to run all the time.
Now we don't use that anymore too often right now.
Yeah, well, I don't blame you. The football players don't care for that very much either. Drake Dudley with the jet sweep that doesn't go anywhere. That was kind of a messed up play as Cambridge wanted to keep it. Dudley wanted to take it. Dudley won, and he took it and got tackled outside. But it was a gain, and it'll bring up second down. Just throws it away, and we shall see. There's a receiver in the area. They're going to talk about it, and I'm not going to be surprised if they throw a flag for intentionally grounding. He didn't get it back to the line of scrimmage, and the receiver was 8 or 10 yards away. Usually that's close enough, and he's going to point and say it didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but it was pretty close. If you thought it was a penalty, why didn't you throw a flag instead of talking about it and trying to talk somebody into throwing a flag? And there it is.
There's the flag now.
And it'll be intentionally grounding, and that will be a loss of down as well. So it's going to be third down. There's one fan particularly unhappy with that call here in the stands. But you can almost see that brewing with the officials getting together and having a discussion. Be sort of like your a track meet and trying to decide. Well, he came across first, but I don't really think he finished first. I think the guy that finished second finished better than he did. Just doesn't make any sense. If you thought it was a flag, throw the flag immediately. Don't talk everybody into it. Third down screen, out in the flat. Cole picks up a few to get it back, but it's going to be fourth down and 16.
Well, in track, if that ever happened, we have cameras at the finish line. So.
Well, we've got cameras with replay, but that's not going to help our situation here. I don't get it when officials. I mean, if you throw the flag and you get together and pick it up by somebody saying something, I understand that. If you don't ever throw a flag and you want to talk about it and then you throw a flag, I don't understand. If it was wrong when you saw it in the first place,
throw the flag in the first place.
Throw the flag and then get talked out of it. Workman back again. They're a little deeper now. He gets it away, angles it for the sideline. Going to take a big hop. Going to be caught at the 10. And gets past the first wave, second wave, and is pretty much knocked down by his own player on the sideline. As Lagafuana does that, and then he runs into Jonah Roberts, junior out of Windsor, Missouri.
Where is that?
Windsor is south of Sedalia. We live in Warrensburg, so we're learning the towns around us.
I'm still learning.
That's
I'm
right.
originally from Florida, so.
Oh, you love this weather then, don't you?
This is amazing.
This is, when we talk to you in about a month or so, this is horrible. We don't have anything like this down there. But you ought to be getting used to it now. You've been here for a little while.
No, I am.
I was an athletic director for a year at a junior college here in Missouri, and we had football players from Florida, and they couldn't stand it when it got to 50 degrees, and you should have seen them when it snowed, and they're outside, no jackets, no sweatshirts because they don't own any, sliding on the sidewalk in the snow.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Enjoying their life and going, I hate this. Yeah, well, it is. So that ends the third quarter. And I hate to see you go, Coach. This has been a blast.
I had fun. Hopefully I can come back and do it again.
You are most certainly welcome. Anytime you want to come back, you are welcome to sit in. You're welcome to come do a basketball game with me anytime you want to sit in.
That would be fun. I'm coming back for that.
Now, I do have some alumni that come back and do men's basketball games with me. Women's basketball is wide open.
Say less. I'm there.
And the good thing is they've been to the Final Four the last 2 years, so they tend to be fairly good. Now, Coach Davis has only got one player back from last year's bunch, so he's had to reload with a whole bunch of new players. But I have a lot of confidence in Coach Cam and Coach Mike Davis in coming up with players that can handle the situation. So,
Absolutely.
Coach Anderson, thank you so very much.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
We're going to turn your headset off for a minute while Coach Sherman comes walking in. And we'll have him for the fourth quarter. As I can say again, for the 41st straight year, Coach Sherman, the head coach of the men's basketball program at Central Methodist, is going to join us for this fourth quarter. And we're going to talk about men's basketball that's coming up. You got first game 26. Is that when it is?
Yeah, first game is 26. We've actually got our first scrimmages happening tomorrow afternoon.
Who are you going to scrimmage against?
We've got kind of a tri-scrimmage jamboree with Baptist Bible and North Central. So.
Okay, well, good for you.
Yeah.
And I know you've got some returning players from last year, which is always a big plus, and some of them contributed quite a lot last year to your program. And I know, looking at your roster, you got some bigs this year, don't you?
We do. We wanted to add size. We wanted to have more length on the perimeter as well, and we're happy with our incoming big men. Our returners have been playing well in practice too, though. Our best returning player is Everett Stubblefield. I mean, he's our point guard. He was the highest vote getter on second team all-conference last year, so he's got a lot of attention for this year. But, kind of a welcome surprise is, Charlie Bronikowski's been playing great in practice so far, and he's definitely going to see some minutes early. But we brought in another new big while Tom Swulu's recovering from ACL surgery. So we're pretty happy with our depth right now. So hopefully we can see how everything comes together.
Yeah, I know Charlie Bronikowski very well. Saw him for 4 years in high school over at Boonville High School. I know that he is a hard worker.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good motor that goes a lot, and he did a lot in Boonville. I mean, he was their main rebounder and the inside player. So but it is difficult at the college level to go from being a 6'5" center
Yeah.
to being a 6'5" swing man.
That's something I remind our assistants quite often is, Charlie wasn't a true post player when he was in high school.
No, he shot as many threes as he shot 15-footers.
Yeah, he did, and there's times he brought the ball to the floor. So when he's in the game, we play a little differently than we do with some of our other bigs.
And he and Tom Sawulu, when Tom's on the court, might have the best hair around. Charlie Bronikowski's got a nice mop.
He does. We've tried to cut it, and he just he's not on board with that.
No,
so.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah.
As that pass is well overthrown out of bounds, that's the only thing that saved a pass interference penalty as it landed 10 yards out of bounds. But I know that, because you've got a couple of 6'8" and a 6'7" or a 6'9". And
We do. We have a freshman 6'9" center, Evan Zappalon from Father Tolton. So looking forward to big things for him in the future.
That's a good basketball school.
It is. And he, he's new to the game of basketball. He's really only played for, a few years and originally from Haiti. So, but he's learning fast and he's got a lot of potential. So we're excited about his future.
As Dooley's going to be pushed out of bounds. That'll be a hold, and it'll come back. But I've talked to Mike Davis, Coach Davis, a little bit, and his last signing that he got was a 6'6" girl. And he says she's a work in progress offensively. And I said, well, yeah, at that point in time, it's 6'6". They just guard the basket and rebound, right?
Yeah.
That's what they do?
Yeah, you can't teach height. So that's always something we're on the
Yeah,
look
because
for.
you were really kind of strapped last year when Tom Sawulu went out with his injury, and you really didn't have a big to match up against some of the 6'8" centers.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
So the penalties declined, and they'll punt. Benedictine will punt. So who are some of the new guys that we need to pay attention to? Since I broadcast basketball and I need to kind of pay attention to what you say.
Well, we've got a new transfer, Trayvon Smith, from Middle Tennessee State, and he'll start at either the 2 or 3 spot, however you want to look at it, and he's got a lot of scoring capability, but a lot of ability to create and make plays as well. So we expect a lot of big things out of him, but we've got a handful of new players that are fighting for minutes, and will have a chance to produce for us, and we're pretty excited about it. Right now, we're pretty much too deep at every spot, and we'll kind of see who emerges ahead of the others.
So you've got some players coming back, and I may misspeak, but you've got Trent Lyles coming back.
We do. This is Trent's 6th year of college basketball, but that's in a good way. He redshirted, but he also benefited from COVID, so he'll finish this year with his master's. So we're proud of him with that. But it's his 4th year with our program after 2 years at State Fair.
I did a football game that he did in high school, 7-man football. Nice pass across the middle, wide open. Yards picked up, first down by the Eagles. A.J. Allen with the catch. And I think Trent Lyles might have been as good an athlete as there was in high school. He's fast, and he can jump.
Yes, he can.
He might be 6 feet tall, but he's bigger than that.
I think we list him at 6 foot, but he is. Him and Stubblefield are probably our 2 best athletes if you go pound for pound, inch for inch.
Sweep right, yard gain. Nice pickup of about 9. Be nice to see the Eagles get some offensive work here at the end as they had the 2 good series in the third quarter, scored a couple of touchdowns after interceptions. And then you've got a player from Jeff City from Helias High School.
We do. Marcus Anthony. He had a really good spring. And he finished the season well last year. And he's maturing. He's getting better. And, looking forward to his production this year as well. I think he can take another step and become more consistent for us.
Incomplete pass. I saw him a lot in high school, too, because Boonville would run into Helias in districts all the time. And I know there's a lot of difference between high school and college. I never saw anybody stop him from getting to go to the hoop when he wanted to go to the hoop. When
Yeah.
he wanted to drive and take the ball to the basket, he did.
Yeah, and you know, not too much has changed with that. When he's got his mind made up, he's gonna try to get to the basket. I mean, he can usually get there. So you just in college, you got to learn to finish against bigger, taller guys.
Third and short, do not make it. It'll be fourth down. Isaiah May.
Isaiah's back. He's one that, you know, because he graduated last year and now he's in grad school. We weren't sure if he was coming back at the beginning of the season, and I think just as the season went on, he realized he gets an extra year because of COVID, and he might as well use it. And
I talk to his family, talks to me on a regular basis
Yeah.
after the ball games. His mother does. So I talked to them, and she said, we really want him to come back, but I don't know if they're going to want him anymore. And I said, well, I think he's okay. And she goes,
Yeah.
well, yeah, he is a 4-point student. I said, well, yeah,
He's-
there you have
yeah.
it. Now he's got to come back
Yeah.
because he's helping the team GPA.
he does. He's more than a 4.0 student, that's for sure. He's never had a B in his life, but
And he's like a criminology or something major, isn't he?
it was
wants to be a
criminal
lawyer.
justice, yeah, and now he's in our information technology masters, but so I'm not real sure what direction he's wanting to go with that, but he's one of those guys that no matter what he's going to do down the road, he's going to be successful at.
Yeah, his mama gets after me because I read it off the program that he's from Belleville, Illinois, and she tells me that is not true at all.
Yeah.
That's not where he lives.
Yeah.
It may be where he went to school, or it may be, but that's not where we live.
Yeah.
So
we changed that this year.
There you go.
See, he's never said anything, and then I changed it to Fairview Heights, but every roster he was on coming to us, because we got him from a junior college, it always said Belleville. And so we just put that on there, and then he never said anything. And but I ended up changing that this year, so it should.
well, good. Now
yeah.
she won't have to tell me that he's not a Belleville, Illinois
Yeah.
guy. Because I try and remember, but my memory is pretty short. 4th and 1, Eagles are going to go for it. Their side of midfield, and nobody throws a flag, so it's not
Come back to
offside, and it's picked off. And the receiver better get him because he's going to run down the field. He's going to run out of bounds. I thought maybe there was a flinch. We might get a flag. We didn't get a flag, and the ball's intercepted and run back. And 10:21 to go, 49-21. So you have not had your Heart Media Day yet, have you? That's next week, isn't it?
Correct. It is next week. We've had our preseason poll, which we're preseason picked 5th, which, you know, a lot of that's just based on last year. So I thought that was a fair ranking. That's obviously not where we want to finish.
Yeah, Mike Davis, for instance, I know his women are ranked number 1, and he's got 1 returning starter.
Yeah.
So it's kind of where you finish, and Central's
Yeah.
women will end up being in the top 5 or 6 in the first poll that takes place. Long pass, touchdown over the middle. Dooley, 35 yards after the pick. Gathright, I think that's his 3rd touchdown catch of the ball game. So you open up at home against, it's not University Science,
Friends University.
Friends
Sorry, yep.
University, and then you stay at home and you play University of Science and
Yep.
Pharmacy out of St. Louis.
Correct. And then William Woods and then Columbia College. So all 4 of our non-conference games are at home this year. Just kind of worked out that way. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and get some momentum going into the
You've
conference
got 4
season.
games at home, and the women go on the road for their first 4 games because their first games have been canceled.
Yeah.
Their home opener was canceled.
Yeah.
So
I think they're still hoping they can find somebody to fill that slot, but it's probably not a guarantee that they'd come to Central anyway. So
they open up with 2 non-conference road games and then go to defending national champion Clark on the road.
yeah.
So you don't have a national champion on your schedule that you play early, do you?
No, we don't. So nothing recent.
Well, it's always a big thing to be able to get off to a good start, get the boys to have the men to have some confidence going. But the thing is, you've got enough. You've got 3 or 4 starters coming back that know what it takes to play at this level.
Yeah, half of our team is new and half are returning, It's been a good mix. Practices have been good. They've been very competitive, and the new guys have mixed and blended well with the returners, and the returners have set the tone for our expectations of how we want to work and what we need to do to get better. We've got a handful of guys that were on our national tournament team from 2 years ago that still remember that, and they know that feeling that we had last year of being the team from the outside looking in, and we know we don't want to be in that position again.
Well, it'll be interesting. And again, the 26th is your opener for the season. It's a home game. I'll be there for that. Good Lord willing. As I feel much better now.
That's good. Yeah, I know we missed you a bunch last year, and hopefully we get you as many times as we can this year.
Well, my plan is to be here for everyone, but again, I had a little operation, and I dropped 40 pounds, and it's not a diet that I would recommend to anybody. But I'm 9 months removed from 6 bypass heart surgery. So I have a wonderful nurse who just left the room, so I don't even get credit for it. My wife is a retired cardiac rehab nurse.
That's good.
So she has told me exactly what I need to do and made sure I have done what I need to do.
Yeah, she's not afraid to yell at you if you're not doing
No,
what
she points out when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. Like I'm supposed to stay away from sodium. So I'll sit there with a bag of chips, and she'll look at the bag and she'll say, 11 chips is a portion. You do know that, right? Yeah, I know that. How many have you had? And I'll just 7. No, you've had more than 7. You've been sitting there and eating for a while.
I had 7 chips ago.
Yeah, that was. And then I'll go to, well, they're broken chips. They're only like half chips. So I really haven't had 14 like you think I have.
Well, and you got some good help with Jay Sean behind you, right?
I do. He does all my heavy carrying. Long pass by Cambridge is overthrown and almost intercepted. Third be second down, and whoever the fan is that's not happy wants the backup quarterback in the game.
Yeah, that's definitely always tough. As coaches, you don't always hear that stuff, and it's probably tougher on the coaches' wives that have to listen to that in the stands of people yelling at you who you should play and what plays you should run. But
yeah, my wife doesn't like it when I get corrected. I mess up names, and luckily I haven't had to say one of our players' names very much today because I have messed that up quite a bit. There's a fumble on the play. I should probably try, because I've been practicing saying it, so I should probably try and say it if I can. Niles, Pokipala, Waiohu.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's I don't think we have anybody on our team that you're going to struggle with that much.
Sawulu threw me for a little bit to start out with, but his mother tunes into all the broadcasts, and she's friends. She's on Messenger, and she'll tell me what's going on. She sent pictures of Big Tom and his grandfather, who was the original Big Tom, and Tom Sawulu, who's in school here, is Big Tom. The other guy was at one point in time, but he's not anymore.
No, Tom.
But I think, if I'm not wrong, I think she told me that there were going to be 3 members of her family having surgery on their knees at the same time, or around at the same time, and that's what was causing Tom's delay. Is they had 3 going through it and had to kind of space them out a little bit.
Yeah, and just unfortunately the way the healthcare system works, and it was just cheaper for him to go home to Europe and get the knee surgery than it was to stay here.
He's an England boy.
Yeah, and but everything went well. He's recovering now, and he'll be back with us after Christmas break and able to kind of rehab and jump into practice whenever he gets cleared, probably late
running play.
spring,
Going to pick up some. I tell you, when he was his first year here, I really enjoyed watching him because I don't think he realized he was 6'8". He's diving for loose balls on the floor at 6'8".
Oh, yeah.
And I'm up in the booth going, I'm telling you what, if I'm a player on the other team, I'm not diving for that ball against that guy. He can have it.
Yes. Tom, when Tom's at his best, he has amazing energy, and he has no regard for his body and the pain he may inflict on himself or others at times. So
well, and he knows that he is not a three-point specialist and
he
not
does.
going to shoot the ball from very far out. He's going to get a rebound or a pass and try and stick it in from about 2 feet. That's the range he likes, and that's why he shoots such a high percentage.
Yes, he definitely he's one you always want your post players to kind of know who they are, and we've never had that problem with Tom. He knows what he needs to do to get minutes.
Yeah, because I think it's kind of a waste for the 6'8" guy to be shooting threes when he ought to be probably a little closer to the basket. Now, if he's good at it, that's fine. But
yeah,
Caden Austin back in at quarterback as second string for Benedictine is going to get some work in here.
so the starting quarterback, I believe his dad's the head basketball coach at Baker.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And he chose to go to Benedictine?
I don't know the
Particulars of that, but I would have thought he would have got a better scholarship offer from the Ravens, but maybe
yeah,
he didn't
I'm
think
not
he would
sure
get his
I'm not
playing
sure
time.
the reasoning behind it, but
You've got a few years before you have that decision with your sons.
yeah, he's 5, so I don't know. He tells me right now he wants to play for me, but I tell him he's got to practice a lot more.
And grow. He's got to he's got to grow into his body a little bit. Well, you played for your dad.
I did.
So you know what that entails.
Mhm.
My son played baseball for me for a long time, and his comment always was, Dad, when you said we were going to have a talk on the ride home, I knew I didn't have to say anything because you were going to tell me everything I needed to know that I did wrong. So I'm sure that's a great bond, but it's probably also has its moments where it's kind of a stretch with your dad, knowing how well you can play, and you may not have played that well.
Yeah, but it was always – I thought it was still pretty professional. We did a good job of separating the, chalk talk when we needed to and, still doing things that weren't always basketball or not having to always talk basketball. We probably did it more when I was working for him than when I was playing for him, because when I was in college I might still go to a movie or something with my brother and my father and, not – talk basketball and stuff like that.
Well, and it didn't hurt that you were really good when you were in college as well, so you really couldn't complain a whole lot about how you were playing.
It does help when you have good teams and good players, and so there wasn't too much to complain about.
So
maybe my defense is what he'll say, but not everybody can play defense. Somebody's got to score it.
Well, I will tell you, your father and I played a lot of slow pitch softball together, and he might have been really fast.
Yeah.
And he might have been really good, but there are some things in softball he just didn't do that well. I don't want to tell him that to his face, but I'll say it from a distance. But we played a lot of slow pitch. A lot of the athletes at Central would stick around in the summertime, and we'd put together a slow pitch softball team. Oh, there's a nice play in the backfield. Drag him down and get a tackle for a loss on the play. Eagles had trouble in the first quarter. Eagles had a little trouble in the third quarter, but some of the others they did much better. And I think Coach Brown will be somewhat happy with the offense that he got today. We do have somebody warming up on the sideline, quarterback, that maybe somebody's going to get their chance to come in and play. So I'm going to look. Gavin Watts is one of them. And Alvaro Ortega Morales is the other one playing catch. Left-hander slings it, first down territory, inside the 25. Down 4:08 to go. So who in your conference, who's the top? Is that Grandview or?
No, so Mid-America was preseason number 1, which they finished one spot ahead of us in conference last year, but all 5 starters are returning. And, that's kind of why they got voted up. A lot of the other teams, we've lost players, and they didn't lose really anybody of a high production.
Well, I mentioned Grandview because a friend of mine that does a lot of sports for me out in the Warrensburg area, his son is now an assistant coach up at Grandview for basketball. Tyler Long.
Oh, yes, I know Tyler. Yep, he used to work for a friend of mine at Emporia State.
Yep, that's correct, and that's where he's at now. So when you play Grandview at home, Daddy and Mommy will be in the stands watching.
Okay, good.
He does all my Warrensburg sports for me. He does football, basketball, baseball, softball. He's tried soccer and volleyball, and he's a good guy and he just enjoys being around the sports. He started out doing basketball because of his sons, and he's kind of taken on the role of doing whatever he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. So his son is at Grandview as an assistant now. Sweep play left, tackle made, be third down and long as the defense picks it up for the Eagles here late in the fourth quarter. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Homecoming, Missouri Valley in town. I don't really have to say anything else. I could have said Missouri Valley's in town and we'll get a big crowd.
Yeah.
Could have said homecoming and we get a big crowd. So now we're going to get a really big crowd for that. And then the week after that is the season finale at home against Baker. Pass incomplete in the flat. It'll be fourth down, and it looks like they're going to run their field goal team out. That would be Harry Balke. And I'm going to look because I've got it written down here somewhere. His long is 33 yards, and this is a 38-yarder with the wind behind him on the way. As Coach Sherman appears to look out to the side window to see.
Yep.
Got plenty of leg.
That looked good.
And it is good.
Yeah, he's got plenty of leg. 38 was pretty easy.
59-21. So who's your coaching staff?
I've got my top assistant is Forrest Hicks. This will be his second year with me, and I hired him from Rock Valley College, where he worked for one of my old teammates, Tyler Bradyhoff. So I've had him, and then I also have Brian Adams, who is starting his second year, and then Vukas Ngarik, who is our newest member of our staff. He replaces Fodi Kamara, who graduated with his master's. So we call him Coach Vu. So he's kind of heading the reserve program for us and does a lot of skill work, but he's doing a great job so far. And he was a late summer hire, but he's fit in well with us and got acclimated quickly, so we're happy to have him. I think I have the tallest coaching staff in the country. I do not enjoy picture day because I am a true 6 foot. And
so do you go to the back row and stand on your tiptoes?
Well,
or?
Yeah, but it doesn't even help.
That's
everybody knows
not it?
Yeah, they know I'm still shorter, so my 3 other assistants are 6'7", and I'm at 6 foot. So
well, but the thing is, you were a guard, and guards obviously are smarter than forwards were because you're the head coach.
That's no question. The air must be thinner up there for him because it.
I'm going to tell Danny Wedhelm that when I see him. He's going to come do. He and David Fox are going to come do a couple of games with me early in the season before David gets busy with high school sports. So, in fact, I think the first game that you have, they're showing up to do that. So you won't hear me much in the broadcast because David does all the analyzing and Danny tells you all the stories about different stuff. All I have to do is ask Danny about something that happened while he was here, and they can carry on for quite a while.
Yeah. Well, for me, that's fun. I mean, those are 2 guys that played with my dad and lived with him and all that stuff in college, so I usually enjoy hearing some of that stuff. But those guys have been great for our program. You know,
David's at all the games.
Oh, yeah.
He comes to every game that he's not got a ball game. He's calling that night.
Yep.
He's fun to be around. And David, you want to do some play-by-play? Nope, not my thing. I'm a color guy. I'm not a play-by-play guy. But he sits there, and he knows. And he goes, when your dad was still coaching, he'd say, "Okay, they're getting ready to run this," and he's right.
Yeah.
You know, just as long as we're on a delay, so you really can't help anybody by what you're saying. Down for a loss as the Eagles look to just run out the last 2 minutes or so of the ball game, 59-21 after that field goal. But Coach Brown's building in the right direction. And I'm pointing out my guys to Coach Sherman. The 11 blue rings, that's the punt team when they have to come out, so they have 11 players. They did a kickoff a while ago, and they had to call a timeout in the first half because they didn't have 11 guys in the ring. They were short a player, and they had made them go on the timeout, go back over and stand in the ring so they could count them to make sure they had 11 the next time.
Yeah, that's important. I guess you want to make sure you got the right amount of guys on the.
Yeah,
on the
you
field.
you'd be at a little bit of a disadvantage if you only had 4 out. And I did a high school game that happened in a game not long ago. Coach called timeout, and he only had 4 players on the court when he came back out of the timeout, and they started the game back up.
Yep.
And he wanted a timeout. The other team had the ball. He wanted a timeout to get his 5th player back on the floor. He got a timeout when he ran her back out on the floor without going through the scorer's table.
Yeah.
And they went and shot free throws for it.
Yep.
So I'm going to guess this is Evan Workman again. Back to punt. That's his specialty. That's what he does, and he does it a lot in a ball game. Gets it away. See if it takes a favorable hop. It does. He had a punt last quarter with the wind behind him that was 81 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty
impressive.
impressive.
He punted from his own 10 over the return guy's head, and it rolled down inside the 5-yard line. So we're going to get a running into or roughing. It's running into, which is not an automatic first down. So we'll see if Central wants to accept the 5 yards and repunt, or just have Benedictine take the ball at the 32-yard line. And they've chosen to take the ball at the 32-yard line. And we'll see if Benedictine, with 27 seconds left, takes a knee and runs this thing out. But, Coach, you got to be excited. You're in real
excited.
practice.
Yep, we're excited. Like I said,
2
tomorrow,
weeks to your first game. Less than 2 weeks to your first game.
Less than 2 weeks, but we have 2 different scrimmages next week, and so we really get to test ourselves. And
What day is your scrimmage for those that want to come watch?
so we got tomorrow, Sunday
Okay.
afternoon at 1:00. We have that tri scrimmage with 2 other schools, and then Friday we're at State Fair at 3:00. And
see
our
that
women
I-
actually play right after us for those.
Oh,
so.
I may have to come watch that.
Yeah, so that'll be good. You know, Darren Paneer down there has been wanting us to come scrimmage, so I think they're trying to do something special for the CMU and State Fair connection there.
That would be great because that's a short drive for me to get to that
Yeah.
from Warrensburg. So they do take a knee. That will end the ball game. So 59-21 is what the final is going to be. Be back here 2 weeks for Mo Valley at home. Soccer team plays tonight. Both women and men. Women number 4 in the nation. Men play against both play against Benedictine tonight. So it'll be an exciting night. Come out and watch if you can. Come out and watch tomorrow. What time is your scrimmage tomorrow?
1:00.
1 o'clock. Come out to Puckett Fieldhouse. So I hear rumors about maybe a renovation or a new field house somewhere in the future, new facility. Boy, that would be nice if that happened. Nothing wrong with Puckett Fieldhouse.
Yeah,
I did a lot of baseball practice in Puckett Fieldhouse across the double gym.
Yeah, we're lucky that baseball doesn't have to go in there anymore. So they've got that turf facility that they're able to use a little bit, but I think as long as it's not freezing, they're pretty much outside now.
Yeah, well, and that's the price you pay for. You had a turf field. It's never too muddy. It's never too wet. You don't tear anything up.
Yeah.
So if you're available tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock, Chiefs have already played this week,
yeah.
so you don't need to stay home and watch the Chiefs play.
No.
Come out 1 o'clock, and then next Friday, this coming Friday,
Yes, this coming Friday. Yep.
at what time at State Fair?
3:00. State
3
Fair.
o'clock, women play,
Yep. Women,
5.
Yep, women are right after us. I don't know if it'll
Oh,
be.
the women are after you, so you're at 3 and they're
Yeah,
afterwards.
we had scheduled ours first, and so that's kind of why we flip-flopped the.
Yeah, Darren Panera is going to come do has offered to come do a basketball game with me and bring his brother Daryl with him.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said too. And it's
Yeah.
anytime I ask any of those guys, it's always the same thing. Well, what if I say something wrong?
Yeah.
Don't worry, it's the internet. It's not
Yeah.
radio that you got to worry about the Federal Trade FTC getting after you for
Nope.
saying something. You just say whatever you want to say, and if it needs to get bleeped out, we'll take care of it at some point in time. But
Yeah. There's
holy
always
cow,
that
here
chance.
we go.
There's always that chance.
With
Yep.
with Daryl, there is. I think Darren's a little more reserved and might be a little better off saying something without screaming and hollering.
Well, it
and
might
saying,
just
"Oh,
depends
crap."
if they go to Emmett's before the game or not.
Oh yeah,
so.
I had Brian McMillan was going to come do a football game with me do a half of a game with me, and then he realized it was homecoming, and he said he already had other plans for homecoming.
Yeah.
I'm sure he does have other plans
I'm
for
sure.
homecoming. For those of you old enough to
Yeah.
know, that's McMillan's, that's Max.
Yeah.
He's probably got something in the works for a
Yeah, they've
real quick
little
reunion.
get-togethers the last few years downtown for some of those Max lovers. So
Yeah, it was a staple for a number of years.
Yep.
Spent a lot of time while I was here or there with Junior watching me because I wasn't old enough to drink and make sure that I didn't get
Yep.
anything that I shouldn't have while I was playing snooker or pinball.
oh yeah, well I used to live next to Junior, so he kind of grew up. He was my papa when I grew up. So yeah, I used to sneak in and get some soda or snacks, whatever, with whoever was working.
Am I seeing Billy Sheehan with a he got a cast on or something, or is that for somebody else?
I think he's helping out.
Getting somebody, because if he's got a chair to push along or something, something's happened to him pretty recently, but he's okay.
Yep.
All right, Matt Sherman,
All right.
head coach,
Yep.
men's basketball, CMU. 12 days from the opening game of the season. Scrimmage tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Puckett Fieldhouse. Scrimmage at State Fair Community College in Sedalia. Next Friday, he plays at 3. The women play right afterwards. So get a chance to get out and watch. Come out to the ball games. Encourage you to do so. Come out and cheer for the Eagles. They're worth the effort of coming out and watching. Look forward to another good season and see you guys get further on down the road in the playoffs than last year.
Yep, me
But
too.
good luck with that. And
Thank you.
Coach Sherman for the 41st year or whatever it is. Your dad coached for 39. Is that correct?
I think so. I think it's 37 as head and assistant before
two.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So from Davisfield, that'll do it for us from Central Methodist. 59-21 the final as Benedictine pulls it out. Doesn't that pull it out? Stretch it out over the Eagles. And we'll be back 2 weeks for a football game. And come out to the first, I'll have the men's game on the 26th. 7 o'clock start. I believe that's what it is.
Yep, 7 o'clock.
So we'll have that game for you here on the Eagle Sports Network. And we'll stumble along through that, trying to figure out who everybody is. But we'll work on that for the season. A lot of home games. Hope you'll tune in for that. Two more home games for football, and then full-fledged into basketball. So this is Charlie Brown, Matt Sherman, Jay Sean Northington, my producer, takes care of me here, gets everything on the air so you can see.
Oh, yeah.
Is Charlie Brown thanking you for joining us. And